Alright, let's solve another array problem today. Subdomain visit count. It says a website domain like this consists of various subdomains. At the top level, we have this one. At the next level, we have this one. And at the lowest level, we have this one. When we visit a domain like this, we will also visit the parent domains, this and this. So a count per domain is a domain that has one of the two formats, REP, this one or this one, where REP is the number of visits to the domain and this is the actual domain. For example, 9001 discuss.leetcode.com is a count per domain that indicates discuss.leetcode.com was visited 9001 times. So, given an array of count per domains, we are to return an array of count per domains of each subdomain in the input, and we may return the answer in any order. So let's take a look at our examples. For example 2, you can see our count per domains input and the output as well. And the explanation is we will visit google.mail.com 900 times, yahoo.com 50 times, intel.mail.com once, and wiki.org 5 times. Let's just try to visualize the whole thing so we can understand better. So I have my example 2 here. And in order to solve this problem, we need a way to keep track of how many times a domain and each subdomain were visited. And to do that, we can use a hash table. We can draw our hash table with our key and our value. Now for this first example, the first thing we do is we add the actual domain itself as our key and how many times it was visited as our value. Now we split the actual domain based on the dots so that we can be able to extract this part and this part. After doing that, before we add this first part to our map, we check and make sure it's not in our map already, because our actual domain can just be mail.com as it is here. So we have to check first if it's not there, and if it's not there, we add 900. So for this one, we just add it direct. So let's move over to writing the code and we'll be able to understand better. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is to initialize our hash table. So I can call it domain map. And after that, we look through our CP domains. We get the count and the domain itself to be we split it based on the white space so that we can be able to extract this and this. And after that, we add the actual domain to our domain map. So we can do convert the count to an integer because it's a string. So now we need to get the first part of the domain and the second part. But before that, we now split the domain based on the dots. So we can do sub and then our first is now our sub plus dot and I use -2 and -1 so that we can start accessing the subdomain from the end, so that in case the subdomain contains only 2 items, we don't get an error. And our second part now should be so now before we add our first part into the domain map, we have to make sure that it's not already there. So we can do that by checking if first is not equal to our domain, because we added our domain already. Then we can do and then for our second part, we can simply add it. Just copy this. So in the end, we want to return a list of we convert our count back to a string. So that's it for the solution. Let's now try to run the program and see if it works. Alright, so it works, and the time complexity is big O of n. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.